BYD, jumped in Hong Kong trading overnight. The company announced a new technology claiming it can charge an electric vehicle almost as quickly as it takes to fill a gasoline car. It says it's...
So, let's uncover the surprise. The answer.
Currently, there is a war in the electric vehicle sector. All heads are turning as a new giant, BYD, emerges. With its new wave of electric vehicles, the industry is bound to never be the same. But how is BYD rising in an industry once dominated by forces like Tesla?
Although there's competitors now ramping up, and as you're familiar with BYD, which is also on the West Coast, I think they're ramping up production of their electric vehicles. Warren Buffett owns 10% stake in that. Why do you laugh? BYD is...
What are they doing that we don't know? And what is the competition doing about this? Keep watching to find out. BYD, an emerging force. No one ever imagined a time when BYD would rise to the top of the electric vehicle world, but that day is here. For years, Tesla ruled the EV market, offering stunning designs and cutting-edge technology as the gold standard. However, times are changing. A new industry giant, BYD, has entered the ring. Today, BYD is not just keeping up, but is outpacing other giants by making high-performance EVs at prices others can't match, forcing the entire industry to rethink its strategies. A shift is happening, but how did it all start? The journey of BYD goes all the way back to 1995. It didn't begin with cars or anything flashy. Instead, BYD started as a humble battery maker. They specialized in producing rechargeable batteries, particularly lithium-ion and nickel-cadmium types, mainly for mobile phones. At that time, they were just a minor player trying to survive. But with hard work and smart planning, the company grew, and soon they had their eyes set on something bigger. We are talking about automobiles. However, entering the car industry wasn't easy. Their real breakthrough came in 2003 when BYD bought a struggling car company called Chinchuan Automobile Company. This move was the game changer. It gave them the necessary foundation to shift from batteries to cars. Their deep knowledge of battery technology gave them a head start in electric vehicles, which rely heavily on battery performance. Unlike other car companies that jumped into EVs without a clear plan, BYD was careful and smart. They built a vertically integrated supply chain. This means they controlled everything, from making batteries to assembling the final cars. This strategy was a masterstroke. It reduced their costs dramatically and made their operations more efficient. By doing almost everything in-house, BYD didn't have to rely on outside suppliers, who could slow things down or raise prices. At this point, BYD was already picking up speed, but the best was yet to come. A major turning point arrived in 2008. Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest and most respected investors, saw potential in BYD. His company, Berkshire Hathaway, invested $230 million and bought a 9.9% stake in BYD. That endorsement was massive. Having someone like Buffett on their side gave BYD instant credibility worldwide. Suddenly, people who had never heard of BYD were now paying attention. Fueled by this new momentum, BYD shifted into high gear. They didn't waste time. They threw themselves into developing electric and hybrid vehicles, becoming a threat to longtime industry leaders. Their passion for innovation led to groundbreaking models like the BYD F3DM, one of the first mass-produced plug-in hybrid cars. It was clear that BYD wasn't just participating in the EV market, they were shaping it. Step by step, BYD evolved into a dominant force in both electric and hybrid markets. They didn't stop with just making cars for everyday drivers. They expanded into making electric buses and trucks, reaching into the commercial sector as well. Their vehicles weren't limited to one style either. They made electric sedans, SUVs, and delivery vans, serving all needs. While many traditional car makers were still trying to convert old gas-powered designs into electric models, BYD went straight for full electrification. They didn't try to fix the past. They built the future. Because of this fearless approach, they quickly became the #1 brand in EV-friendly regions like China, the biggest EV market on Earth.
Value for money, the 800-pound gorilla is BYD. BYD sells, in January, they sold 150,000 out of 408,000 units. That's 38% share of the EV segment.
But they didn't stop there. They pushed into North America, Europe, and Southeast Asia, setting up factories and partnerships to spread their electric revolution around the globe. In a world where the race was about who could make the best batteries and the most affordable electric vehicles, BYD found itself perfectly positioned. Their battery technology experience and streamlined production process gave them a clear edge. But BYD didn't rest on its success. They kept moving, always aiming to shape the future of transportation. They knew the world needed cleaner, greener ways to get around, and they wanted to be the company that delivered it. But what exactly is the secret behind BYD's incredible rise? The secret behind BYD. When people talk about BYD's rise to fame, many think it's just because the company makes a lot of vehicles. But BYD's success is much more resounding than that. It's not just about building more cars, it's about building better ones. BYD's hybrid technology is now shaking up the industry, setting new records for performance and efficiency. Competitors are scrambling to catch up. Some are even worried they might never. A good example of BYD's excellence is the Xiaoyun 1.5-liter hybrid engine. This small but mighty engine has an amazing thermal efficiency of 43.04%. It turns more fuel into actual driving power instead of wasting it as heat. Most of BYD's competitors can't match this number. The result? Cars that drive farther save more fuel and pollute less. Along with thermal efficiency, the Xiaoyun engine is praised for its excellent fuel economy and cleaner emissions. It summed up a triple win, boasting more savings, better performance, and a cleaner planet. But that's just the beginning. Let's talk about BYD's incredible Super DM system. Super DM stands for dual mode, and it's an innovative blend of electric and gasoline power. The magic of Super DM is how it gives drivers fast acceleration and super smooth driving, all while keeping energy use low. The system can reach up to 80% efficiency when running at its best. This means the engine spends more time in its best range, making the car stronger and cleaner. BYD's clever thinking is a major reason for their rapid climb. Although the Super DM system is fantastic for saving fuel, BYD didn't stop there. They built cars like the Song Plus DMI, a hybrid SUV that can drive while using as little as 6 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. That's very impressive, especially for a family-sized vehicle. This allows BYD to go toe-to-toe with long-established hybrid champions like Toyota. But the Song Plus DMI is not just good on gas. It also has a very smart battery system that lets it drive longer on electric power alone. This helps save even more fuel and cuts down on pollution. Plus, because it uses electric power when possible, the car can jump forward with strong torque, giving it fast and fun acceleration, something traditional gas cars can't match. Another reason why the Song Plus DMI stands out is because it uses BYD's special Blade battery, which has become a game changer in the electric car world. The Blade battery is BYD's proud invention, and it has totally changed the way people think about EV batteries. Regular batteries can sometimes get too hot, catch fire, or wear out quickly. But the Blade battery is different. It uses a long, thin design that helps heat escape better and lowers the risk of fires or explosions. In fact, in safety tests like the nail penetration test, the Blade battery didn't catch fire or even smoke, something many other batteries can't claim. In addition to being safer, the Blade battery is efficient and long-lasting. It uses lithium iron phosphate, a strong and stable material that makes the battery last much longer without losing much power over time. It can survive many charging and discharging cycles without breaking down. That means BYD cars stay strong for years, giving buyers better value for their money. Another huge bonus of the Blade battery is that it packs a lot of energy into a small space. This means BYD cars can go farther without needing a heavy battery. In fact, BYD's vehicles can now match or even beat expensive electric brands in terms of driving range and reliability. Meanwhile, companies like Tesla still use nickel-based batteries, offering higher energy initially, but with safety concerns and limited material availability. This gives BYD a serious advantage. They can make top-performing electric cars affordable. This matters because many buyers want EVs but can't afford the sky-high prices. BYD is solving that problem at home in China and overseas in Europe, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. But BYD isn't done yet. Their latest move is even more exciting. The BYD Han L model uses a new 945-volt electric system. If conditions are perfect, this powerful system allows the car to charge extremely fast, from 16% to 80% in 10 minutes. That's quicker than what many other brands offer today. Also, BYD's dual dispenser fast charging system allows cars to charge even in freezing temperatures, as low as -30 degrees Celsius, within 24 minutes. This is a huge step forward for EV convenience, making driving electric cars easier for people everywhere. Another part of BYD's success story is its expanding lineup of vehicles. They aren't sticking to just one kind of car. BYD now offers various models that meet different needs while focusing 100% on electric or hybrid technology. Take the Song Plus, for example. It's a compact crossover SUV available in plug-in hybrid and full electric versions. Because buyers can choose the model that fits their lifestyle, the Song Plus has quickly become one of BYD's best sellers. It is stylish, comfortable, efficient, and affordable, a combination that is hard to beat. BYD Han L is another winner. It's a full-size sedan with luxury features, great performance, and advanced technology. The Han L offers blazing acceleration, high-end interiors, and cutting-edge safety systems, making it a real alternative to high-end European sedans, but at a much better price. Then there's the BYD Tang L, a large SUV available in plug-in hybrid and fully electric models. The Tang L offers an integrated dual-motor system with powerful four-wheel drive capability. It is perfect for families needing space and power, and best of all, it comes at a price point lower than most rivals, making it an excellent deal for those who want a strong, reliable EV without spending a fortune. All these moves show that BYD is carving its name deep into the automotive industry. It's not just another company trying to catch up, it's setting the pace. BYD's mix of innovative technology, safe and long-lasting batteries, fast charging systems, and affordable prices puts serious pressure on Tesla. BYD and Tesla are the two titans battling for the electric car crown. Both are strong in their own way. Tesla is still known for its cutting-edge software and high-speed EVs, but BYD is becoming the people's choice because it offers a balance of safety, price, variety, and long-term reliability. And as things stand, it's only a matter of time before a clear winner emerges between these two electric giants. So, let's compare these great EV giants side by side. Tesla versus
BYD. So I'll jump to a question from Stephen Spencer, who writes in from New York, New York. He's curious why Mr. Munger prefers an investment in BYD to Tesla.
In today's electric vehicle world, two names stand tall: Tesla and BYD. These two companies have become serious rivals, battling for the top spot in the industry. But even though Tesla is a big name worldwide, BYD is quickly catching up, and even beating Tesla in some important areas. One significant advantage BYD has over Tesla is affordability. Tesla focuses mostly on the premium market, selling expensive cars often seen as luxury vehicles. BYD, on the other hand, plays in both fields. They sell affordable cars for everyday people and premium models for those who want more luxury. This innovative strategy allows BYD to reach many more customers. In China, BYD's fully electric cars, like the Dolphin and the Seal, are sold at much lower prices than Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y. This price gap makes BYD's cars attractive, especially to buyers looking for good value. Another area where BYD is doing better is in battery production. Tesla still depends on other companies like Panasonic and CATL to supply their batteries. But BYD makes its own batteries, like the famous Blade battery. These batteries use lithium iron phosphate (LFP) chemistry, which is cheaper, safer, and longer lasting than Tesla's nickel-based batteries. This gives BYD more control over cost, safety, and technology, while Tesla has to rely on outside partners. Regarding range, charging speed, and efficiency, Tesla used to be far ahead. Their cars could travel longer on a single charge and recharge quickly. But BYD has been working hard and is now closing the gap fast. New BYD models have very competitive range figures, better battery life, and much faster charging times than before. Another smart move by BYD is offering hybrid models. These include cars that use gas and electric power. This is perfect for people who are not ready to switch to full electricity yet. Tesla does not offer any hybrids at all, which means BYD has a solution for more types of buyers. The competition between Tesla and BYD isn't going to end soon. Both companies will keep pushing each other to get better, cheaper, and faster. This is good news for customers around the world. BYD plans to enter the American market, which could change everything. Their arrival will push prices lower and force more competition. But BYD faces big challenges like tariffs, government restrictions, and brand recognition in the US. Even with these obstacles, BYD is determined. If they succeed, it could reshape the electric vehicle market in America, making EVs cheaper and more accessible for everyone. Project Cold Fusion. It was the 22nd of November, 2024. Google's Android Auto was getting a lot of engagement. Apple's CarPlay software was improving with exciting updates, and the Tesla's latest Cybertruck model was pretty much dead on arrival.
This is the most eye-catching vehicle you'll see on America's roads today. Love it or hate it, Tesla Cybertruck.
Enter the latest player in the market, BYD Auto, headed by the company's co-founder and visionary Wang Chuanfu. The company at this point had established itself as a solid figure in the EV industry, stepping out entirely from producing internal combustion engines to reduce carbon emissions in their latest products. But everything changed about a week ago when the famous CEO took to the stage at a tech conference in Shanghai to unveil his company's latest operation, Project Cold Fusion. This ongoing initiative promises to produce an engine that would revolutionize the EV industry in ways the world has never dreamed of. With the many features promised by Wang during the conference, many fear this engine would break the industry in half, pushing away all competitors like Tesla, General Motors, and Ford out of hardware entirely. But for us to understand how this engine works and the many ways it would change the industry, let's first consider why the project exists. As we know, compared to traditional vehicles, E.Vs have lots of advantages, including low carbon emissions, low cost of maintenance, and relatively quiet operation. But these advantages come with lots of problems as well. For example, while carbon emissions from E.Vs are relatively lower, the process used in producing the batteries still causes harm to the environment. Even though the cost of maintenance is relatively low compared to traditional vehicles, the cost of getting an EV is still much higher than the average car. And finally, the quiet operation of E.Vs stand as a danger to pedestrians who are used to hearing the loud incoming sound of cars moving at high speeds. We haven't even talked about the problem of range anxiety, with many users complaining about how their vehicles run out of battery while driving out in the middle of nowhere due to unprecedented hazards like overheating or bad software optimizations. These problems have been huge setbacks to the industry from the get-go, making the use of these cars look more like gimmicks for rich people than practical solutions to the ever-increasing issue of climate change due to carbon emissions. These setbacks haven't had sustainable solutions for over a decade, and yet the cold fusion engine promises to solve all these issues in one go. As absurd as it sounds, it leads us back to the big question: how will it work? Well, let's find out. The cold fusion engine.
This is one of the greatest technological challenges humanity has ever faced. Get it right, and it holds out the potential for producing almost unlimited supplies of energy pretty much forever.
Wang Chuanfu described the cold fusion engine as a compact fusion reactor, using powerful isotopes of hydrogen as fuel. These isotopes would be fused to form helium while releasing great bursts of energy. It would be a huge step up from the previous equipment built by BYD Auto, now powering an improved lineup of plug-in hybrid electric vehicles that would rely not just on the engine, but also on the famous Blade battery produced by the company. This battery is known for being one of the best in terms of doing so much while being so little, but it still doesn't come close to this beast of a machine when it comes to features and innovation. The energy produced by the cold fusion engine would be in the form of powerful neutrons and raw thermal pulses, with the generated heat transferred to the thermal exchanger. This component would then convert the incoming heat into mechanical energy through a special turbine connected to an electric generator. It is this generator that would produce the energy needed to sustain all the electric components of the vehicle, including the motor. Of course, this process would no doubt create a lot of heat. So to counteract that hazard, the reactor would use powerful magnets to create a closed system. This way, the surface of the engine would stay cool even with the insides potentially reaching thousands of degrees within minutes, and even much higher when the engine is at full power. During the presentation, Wang was very specific on the nature of both isotopes, deuterium and tritium, stating that both of them would be used as fuel for the engine. These isotopes would be stored in special tanks under high pressure to keep them always ready for the fusion process, and would be sold at a price much cheaper than the best charging services offered by other companies like Tesla. With deuterium easily found and extracted from water and tritium being produced in most nuclear reactors, Wang promises that customers would find this to be a better source of energy than anything produced by the competitors. Instead of poisonous carbon, the fusion process of the cold fusion engine would release helium as a byproduct. Wang promised that many other components would be added to keep the users safe at all times. This includes multiple automatic shutdown systems in case of an emergency, radiation shields to keep all the dangerous stuff within the engine, and effective cooling systems to keep everything functional without overheating and other hazards. But as cool as all that sounds, we are just getting started. The Blade batteries.
BYD launched the game changer, the BYD Blade battery. The singular cells are arranged together in an array and then inserted into a battery pack like a blade.
With a promising engine capable of powering all the electric components of the vehicle all by itself, many were surprised to hear the CEO still talk about using the company's Blade battery, promising that it would be used along with the engine to make energy consumption as efficient as possible. While many struggled to understand, inside sources revealed that Wang plans on giving the EV a virtually unlimited range, looking to produce vehicles that keep going for many hours without needing to recharge anytime soon. This means no overheating, no deceleration, and no frequent stops along the way for recharging. While this promise might sound absurd on the surface, a much closer look shows us that it is very possible. If the engine is capable of doing everything promised by the CEO, then there would no longer be range anxiety, especially given how much more efficient using hydrogen fuel can be when compared with the average electric charge. When you add this with the safety and efficiency of Blade batteries, we are looking at a vehicle that could run at high speeds for whole days without needing to stop. These batteries would be slightly modified to be compatible with the fusion engine, especially with their latest quick recharge features. With the combined efficiency of the Blade batteries and the fusion engine, the vehicle would need less than 2 minutes to charge fully. But as impressive as that sounds, this feature only comes as an option, as the engine already has what it takes to keep the batteries charged, along with all the electric components. So like many people, you might be wondering why the battery is needed in the first place. After all, the engine already takes care of everything, and with inbuilt capacitors capable of storing lots of energy during operation, so why bother adding a battery? Could it be to increase cost? Well, the answer lies in the few limitations of the fusion engine. As powerful as it is, there is only so much an engine can do by itself. So to make up for this weakness, a backup battery is needed to keep things running smoothly at all times. Adding the battery would also come with lots of added benefits, like quicker response time from digital inputs and powering the entertainment systems, air conditioning, and other gadgets while the engine is preoccupied. Aside from that, it also stores the energy obtained from holding the brakes.
Regenerative braking is the recovery of kinetic energy during braking,
and provides the boost required for sudden acceleration during times of danger. But while all these promises are exciting to hear about, the fact remains that it is still in development. A closer look shows how unlikely it would be to produce an engine with such features in less than a decade, even though the CEO promises that cold fusion would be ready for release in 2030. Let's find out how. Current limitations of fusion technology. Considering the many technological limitations we have today, it is no surprise very few people know about this project. The reasons are endless. First of all, the conditions needed for hydrogen isotopes to fuse require soaring temperatures far above 1,000,000 degrees Celsius under immense pressure. Making a machine capable of generating this much heat but harmless enough to fit in a car is a huge engineering challenge that hasn't been fully resolved to this day. The only car in the world that comes close to this promise is the famous Hyundai Nexo, and it simply runs on hydrogen fuel without the need for nuclear fusions. The best small fusion reactors we have today are still in their experimental phase, while still being far from being portable enough to fit in a car. Secondly, unless tech scientists and engineers at Wang's headquarters have access to unseen materials unknown to the rest of the world, there are no known materials capable of withstanding the extreme heat, pressure, and degradation that come with a typical fusion engine. That doesn't even cover the superconducting magnets needed to contain the radioactive plasma while staying cool for as long as the engine is active. Thirdly, it is too complicated to be used in a car. Simply put, the amount of engineering it takes to convert heat energy from a fusion reactor to electricity requires large, complex protocols too large to fit into a car, unless each of these vehicles will be at least twice as large as a Tesla Cybertruck. And even though the company decides to go that route, those protocols are still under development, with long processes of experimentation that could take decades to pull off. Our research also shows that the neutrons produced by nuclear fusion reactions make surrounding harmless things turn radioactive over time. Given this limitation alone, using the fusion engine is simply not practical. Also keep in mind that the amount of money required to develop fusion technology is beyond astronomical, making many people wonder how Wang's company plans on making its products cheap enough to remain relevant, even while utilizing a very expensive engine. Producing the cold fusion engine in large numbers would cost an equivalent of over $30 billion with each stock, with each unit costing over $1 million. This alone makes the fusion engine look more like a bad investment than a positive input for the future of the company. Lastly, let's not forget the general public sentiment over the question of nuclear energy. Will it do more harm than good? While BYD might have the money and resources to pull this off the right way, whether or not it succeeds depends on the loyalty of the paying customer. With the public not being comfortable with nuclear energy due to its dark past associated with weapons of mass destruction, it is less likely that this project would succeed on a commercial level, or at least, not anytime soon. These problems are just a few out of several, but the CEO of BYD Auto remains confident it's going to work, assuring the public that his team is working hard to make sure the finished product is available and ready to be sold at affordable prices starting from 2030. Until that happens, we just have to wait and see what the company has in store for the future of the industry. So, what do you think? Is the cold fusion engine the future of the EV industry as Wang Chuanfu would have us believe? Or should we wait for a more practical alternative? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more.